React Native versus Google Flutter: how to pick the mobile app development platform for your next mobile app. Having an app released on the App Store and Google Play Store is every business's desire. But the first step you need to take is choosing a technology stack. What's it going to be? React Native from the social media giant Facebook, or Flutter from the search engine giant Google? React Native is a framework that allows you to build a hierarchy of UI components to build the JavaScript code. React Native components take the existing native code and interact with native APIs through its declarative UI paradigm and JavaScript. This allows new teams of developers to seamlessly work on native app development while enabling existing native teams to work much faster. Save time and money by allowing one common code base, as the cost of building an Android and iOS app is almost half compared to native development. React Native also allows for cross-platform mobile app development. However, you might require some expertise from a native developer for platform-specific modules. It also requires JavaScript and Swift expertise, in case your application needs more native codebase for any reasons. In today's world, you can find many famous thriving businesses that use React Native framework every day. Tech giants like Skype, Uber Eats, Facebook, Instagram, Vogue, Pinterest, and Tesla use React Native. Google Flutter, on the other hand, is a free open-source mobile UI framework that provides a quick and expressive way to build native apps on iOS and Android. It lets you create a native mobile app with only one codebase, which means you can use one programming language to create two apps for iOS and Android. Flutter provides a fast way to create visually attractive apps for both operational systems, desktop computers, and the web from a single codebase. It was engineered for high development speeds, as the hot reload allows you to make changes to your code and see it in action without losing the state of the app. It also allows for cross-platform mobile app development, has an expressive and flexible UI, and write codes faster. But its libraries and support, though impressive, are not enough for native development. Alibaba used Flutter to create a great app experience for iOS and Android for their Shanyu app, which has over 50 million downloads and more than 10 million daily users. While both have their pros and cons, they have their differences as well, and your choice of platform may also depend on many of the differences we discussed here. 1. Code structure. Flutter embraces the concept of composition in its design, which means its UI layout consists of a tree of widgets. Everything in Flutter is essentially a widget, and this is what composition is: a widget made out of widgets all the way down to the last leaf. On the other hand, since React Native is similar to JavaScript in that it enables developers to separate the executed codes and styles into different modules, a considerable amount of effort is required when styling, as only a handful of components are adaptive to the platform. 2. Maturity. Comparatively, both platforms are quite young when you take the other programming languages into account. However, you should know that based on the development cycle and feature releases, React Native seems to be lagging behind Flutter. 3. Programming language. Flutter uses Dart programming language, which is a client-optimized language for quick apps on any platform. On the other hand, React Native uses JavaScript to create cross-platform apps, and it has been one of the commonly used web programming languages. 4. Cost to develop a Flutter/React Native app. Figuring out the cost to develop an app is a complex process and depends on various factors, including the complexity of features, the supported platforms, location of developers, and more. Whether you choose React Native or Google Flutter, the app development cost will likely be the same and vary depending on the above-mentioned factors. Which platform meets your requirements? This depends on the project requirements and the balance of your team's skills. Note that each application is different, so you should consider each one with a grain of salt. It's always a good idea to discuss your project with experienced developers who are capable of using different approaches and have a wide skill set when it comes to cross-platform development. If you seek advice from programmers who only know one framework, it's very likely they will steer you to use that specific tool. So choose wisely when selecting a technology stack. Do you have a mobile app idea for your startup? Contact us today to schedule a consultation with our development team, and we'll discuss how you can turn that app from an idea into a reality.